Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Tuesday, September the 7th, the year 2021. Let's talk trading. Patience. As always, these videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Yesterday, when I was talking about Wix, I had mentioned one of the trades that I came up with, the HOLO, highest open, lowest open, and I showed you one of my screens that have the H1 bars high-low. And I said, when price makes a new low during the hour or a new high, you have to sit on your hands. And most people think patience is just waiting passively. But no, you have to wait actively. You have to take that time to analyze the charts, see what price has done most recently, and then determine what price is doing or observe what price is doing in the moment. So for example, 3 hours ago, price put in a daily low. So it was time to wait. And if you remember from yesterday, I pointed out this big bar here, and I said that price needs to return to that level. Well, you see what happened. Now, I also pointed out that price could probably return to this level too. So if you saw price dropping, and then you see here it put in a low, if you look to the left, it got past the halfway point, which is the aqua colored dots there of this big bar. And you can see it almost got to the top of this bar here. So in other words, if you remember from the imbalance, it went through most of that imbalance. But once again, so look left, you see here price had already reversed from this area once before. So more than halfway, already reversed once before. That was kind of key. Now, you could always say that's hairy hindsight, but when you add these things to your checklist, when you're analyzing the chart, then you start to see how, if you have patience, and while you're waiting patiently, you're analyzing the chart, and then you see what price does in the in real time. You saw how it went up in this green candle here. Let me in this green candle here, went up, but then it came all the way back down, and then it took off again. And as you can see, price is coming back down, and we're in the ATR zone, so it's saying okay to buy. Oh, and yesterday I didn't show you what indicators I have on this chart. I have HL5, which is doing most of these lines and showing you. But then I also have the ATR lines, HL, which is doing these ATRs. And then I have I'll just show you right here. The Okay, let's see, where does it say? So right here, show distance as ATR percent, true. And the ATR period I'm using is 14. But I also have the ATR lines, HL, and what it does is it uses a loop to see which is the min and max ATR from ATR 2 all the way up through ATR 14. So you can see ATR 7 was the min and ATR 14 was the max. And ATR is average true range. And so you can see here price is 56% of ATR 14 away from the open price, which is right here. And of course, the we have the dashboard. We also have the holo H1 showing the open low and the open high. And so you can see here on that open high, it's almost the same price right there, but you can see you had a chance, once again, analyzing the wicks and falling through. And I notice I keep saying once again a lot. I'm not sure who I picked that up from. Let's expand the chart so we can really dive in. So price came, put in this local high, came down and actually hit that midpoint there. Purple or magenta dot is the previous and the blue dot is the current midpoint. So you can see the midpoint of the current candle there. And we're just entered the rat zone. So the main idea here about patience is that I always say sit on your hands and wait patiently, but there are things you can do while you're waiting for price to get to certain levels or do certain things. So we've got a nice range on the day. It looks like we've got about 90 pips, 89, 90 pips. So for example, using this chart and the dashboard right now, I'm looking at the red and green would be candidates for trade at the end of the hour. The yellow are candidates to trade right at the moment. So let's take a look at the euro. 6 pips off the low, only 42 pips of range on the day. And if you wonder, I just add these two numbers in my head to get the range. So it's somewhere between 41 and 42 pips on the day. You know, I've got the other indicators that can tell me range, but there's only so much room on the chart at this resolution. I'm using a laptop. So we can see we've got an H1 heading down. So for the rest of the hour, I will just wait this out. Unless perhaps maybe we get a green M15 along with a green M30, and then you could play the reversal. And then we have the pound Canadian dollar. And you can see we just put in, we actually left the whole low. We're 2 pips below it. And this price is getting ready to leave this wick zone here. So last hour it put in a high, so this would be an active trade to the short side, where with the euro it was putting in a low, but price was going down on the H1, so we sit and we wait. So let's go back to the pound, and we can run through the other charts just to see what we've got going here. Okay. Looking at the monthly, we can see we're inside the candle of the previous month. All gaps filled. We've taken out the pivot. We broke out of yesterday's opening range. We are now in the opening range for the month right here. So once again, these simple trades at the line, just have to wait for them. 142 pips above the yearly open. We broke out of yesterday's inside bar. We actually went into the weekly inside bar from 2 weeks ago, and it popped out by 3 pips. $89 pip range, only 3 pairs over 100 for the day. We took out the pivot point, which was in the buy zone. And once again, you can see clearly on these charts, whoa, what just happened? I don't know what just happened there. But this is another target area that I'd be looking for. 137, call it 57, 56, that area. Range is large enough for the rat zone, so let's just wait patiently for a long trigger. We took out the pivot, lower value, bearish. So if you're a pivot trader and you're using the pivot trading plan, this is telling you the direction you'd want to be looking to trade. And so when price is at these levels, it's telling you what to do. Missed pivots, none there. We took out the week yesterday, I believe. And you can see we took out that missed pivot from 2 days ago and almost took out the missed pivot from 3 days ago. Once again, 2 consecutive misses in a row tells you we should hit the current pivot and then come back and start taking out other pivots. Wick zone, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. In the current trade here, if you had taken that short, you'd be up about 15 pips. Walmart line trade paid off. So, fellow traders, oh, I'm going to run out of time. So this is TheRumpledOne, over and out.